Hi, soulmates. Welcome to class. So, this is what we're going to be learning in this class: a flared shirt and a crop top that matches it. So, if this is what you're interested in knowing how it is done, please kindly watch this video to the end, and please do not forget to subscribe if you're a returning subscriber. Thank you so much for endeavor to watch to the end, and if you're a new person, please subscribe and hit the subscription button so that you get notified whenever we upload a new video. So let's get right into it. So here I have the fabric folded into two, and I'm going to make a triangular form with it. So you need to fold it in a way that it will be not long enough to take the length of what you want to make. So I'll take note of where this stopped, because this particular one is not up to 45 inches as Ankara is supposed to be. So I will mark where the length stops so that I will not pass it over. Okay, so now the next thing I'm going to do is to mark out my crotch extension. I'm going to mark out my crotch extension from the part that is open, right? Now the crotch extension that I'm marking out is 3 inches. This is because it includes the back crotch extension. I'm going to be using 3 inches for the back and then 2 inches for the front, but then it's still going to have half an inch seam allowance. Now if your Ankara is up to 45 inches, you can do up to 4 inches, because by then it will be wider than this. Okay, so I'll mark out that 3 inches. Please, if you do not see the mark very well, don't bother, just follow the instruction while you watch. You're still going to get it. So I've marked out the 3 inches, and now my measurement is going to be only on the parts after the 3 inches. Okay, now I will use my waist measurement divide by 4, because this Ankara is folded into 4, right? So if your waist measurement is 30, you're going to divide it by 4, and this is how you're going to place your tape. It's supposed to give you 10 inches, right? No, 7.5 inches. So you're going to place it this way to have the 7.5 inches, and you mark where it is. Now once you mark it, you can now go up to where that the part of the measurement starts. You can see where I placed my tape after marking the 3 inches out, and then use it to circle where the waist measurement is. Remember, we've marked out 3 inches for the crotch extension, right? So whatever that is remaining is what we are going to use. If your Ankara is wider, it's going to be more. So I'll connect to that part. I'm using a white chalk now so that you can see it clearly. You can now see how the measurement is, right? So this is what we have. Now I'm going to take the length of the shorts that I'm going to be using. What I'm using is whatever the length of the Ankara is giving me. It's about 13 or 14 inches, right? So yours can be shorter, it can be longer, depending on how you want it and where you want it, or you want to wear it to. Okay, if it's in the house, it is okay. If it is outside, I don't know what to say. So I'm going to take that measurement round. I'm taking it round. Now while taking this measurement, I left 1 inch out on my tape because I'm going to be adding a band to it. But I ended up adding band of more than 1 inch because of the length of my shorts. I wanted it to be a bit longer. So whatever um the height of the band that you want to give it, it is okay. But here I minus 1 inch and ended up adding up to 2 inches just to extend the length more. Okay, now I've done this. The next one I'm going to do is to take the length of our crotch, right? The length of the crotch for the shorts. Now the length of the crotch is gotten by hip circumference divided by 4. Now whatever answer it gives you, add 1.5 to it because we want it to be free, we want it to be loose, we don't want it to be tight on us. So if you divide by your hip by 4, add 1.5 to it, and wherever you marked it, that is where your crotch extension is going to be. Remember, we're using 3 inches for the crotch extension. Okay, so I'm going to curve for the crotch extension. Remember, we are curving 2 inches above the crotch extension, and then we'll curve it towards the crotch extension. That is where our curving is going to start from. Okay, like so. So now we have the crotch extension marked out, and we're going to do a little slant at what is remaining on the lap area. Okay, so this is me trying to highlight it more so that we can see it, not realizing that this fabric is multicolored and it's making it difficult for the chalk to show clearly, even though as I'm marking I am seeing it so clear. So let's follow the cutting and see what we've done. Right, so this is it, looking beautiful, looking so creative and demure. Right, so now I'm going to open it. Open, what am I speaking? I'm going to open it up, right, like this, and then we'll divide which part is the front and which part is the back. So here I'm going to be using it as the front and this other side as the back. Now for the front, I'll be minusing half an inch from it so that the back will be a bit wider or longer than the front. So I'll mark out half an inch. Like I said, the 3 inches was for the back, and I'm using 2 inches for the front while leaving half an inch for seam allowance. So I'll cut out half an inch and also trim it a bit. Now if you have enough space, you can do more than this so that the crotch will not be tight. After this, in another video, when I have another fabric, I'm going to show us another method to also cut this. Now I'm also going to trim down the waistline by 0.75. I'll trim it towards the midpoint of the front and the back, that is at the side waist. You can see the way I'm trimming it so that the front will not have bulge while the back is a bit longer than as it's supposed to be. Okay, so this is what we have now. The next we're going to be doing is to join it this way, the crotch lines together, front together, back together, but the zipper is going to be at the back. Okay, we're adding zipper at the back, so wherever the zipper line stops, that is where our sewing is going to start. So from that point, I'm now going to sew towards the crotch line, crotch extension. Right, so that is what I'll be doing. Now we've done that, this is what we have. We'll now put it together, front and back together. We've closed the front crotch line, the back is remaining where the zipper is going to be. So I will join it this way at the lower part, like this, just the way we usually join our trousers. And after joining, I'm going to then fix the zipper. Right, so this is what we have. This is quite simple and easy to make if you understand it. Very easy. We are done. Now the next thing I'll do is to add my band to it. I wanted to do a circle band, but the fabric is not enough, so I'm just going to cut a straight band. This is it, and I'll find the midpoint and fix it right round. Once I fix it right round, that is how I'm going to sew it, and we are done with the flay shorts. I hope this video makes sense to you, right? If it does, please continue watching while we finish up with the crop top, which is also very easy and simple to make. So for the crop top, I folded my fabric into two this way. Now I'm going to take the length of the crop top. My waistline is 17 inches, but I'm going to be using 19 inches. That is extra 2 inches so that it can cover the belly button well. It's not nice when the belly button is showing. Okay, so I will mark the length like I've done. So this is where my shoulder line falls. For the shoulder line, I'm going to take the neck width of 3.5 inches, then divide my shoulder into two plus half an inch. I'll bring the shoulder drop down by 1 inch, and I'll slant it from the neck point, which I marked 3.5, to the 1 inch at the shoulder drop down. Okay, so once I do that, my neck depth I also marked 3.5 inch, and I'll connect from the neck width to the neck depth 3.5 inch by 3.5 inch. Okay, so I will mark the bust length of 11 inches, and I'm going to take bust circumference divide by 4. So once I have that, I added half an inch for ease and then 1 inch for same allowance, but I later removed the half inch for ease because I didn't want it to be too big. So I'm going to take my armhole length, which is gotten by bust divide by 6 plus 1.5. We're marking it from the shoulder drop down. Okay, so wherever it stops, I'm going to connect it to my bust line, right? Now the next thing we're going to be marking is at the armhole line. I'm going to mark the shoulder line, the shoulder measurement, which is divided by 2 plus half an inch to get a straight line for the shoulder, for the armhole curve. Okay, so I'm now going to divide the armhole by 2, and I'll go in by half an inch. Right, this is to curve the armhole to give it a nice fit. Then I'll use my curve to connect from the half an inch to the shoulder point, and then to my armhole length, which connects to the bust line, and I'll connect the two of them this way like I've done before. This is me trying to highlight it more so that it can be seen, since the fabric is not allowing the chalk to be seen properly. Okay, now I'm also going to take measurements at the waistline, but then I did not use this measurement of waist divide by 4 plus 1 inch plus that. I kept my ruler from the bust line and slanted it a bit so that the waistline will not be kind of fitted. Okay, I don't want it fitted, so I just slant a bit from the bust line. You can also keep it straight from the bust line, but if the bust is quite bigger than the waistline, you might just need to slant your ruler a bit. Okay, just the way I slanted it here, and then with time to cut it. As simple as that. No dart is needed, nothing fancy is needed. So I'll place the front on another piece to cut the back. Their measurement is just the same. The difference is that the back neckline depth is 1 inch, okay, while the front is 3.5 inch. Their neck width is just the same thing. Okay, now the shoulder points, I raised it up by half an inch, right, just to allow the back to fall to the front. And here it is. That is just the only difference I will have between the back and the front cutting. And I'll go ahead and cut it like so. This is quite easy to make. If you're looking for something easy and simple to make, you've just got it. All right, this is me ranting because why would this chalk be breaking every time? Once it falls down, it has broken. Once it falls down, it has broken. So many of them, that is how it is. But that's by the way. Let's continue. Okay, so I need to sharpen it properly so that it aligns so well. Now the next thing we're going to do is to cut the facing, and then the back side, the neckline, I'm going to slit it open by 4 inches so that it can actually pass the head. If we leave it this way, we will struggle to wear it. So I'll slit it by 4 inches, right? And that is what I've done. So we're going to cut a facing that we also slit that way, which we'll use to turn the neckline. So this facing here is for the front neckline. I'm just going to cut it exactly the way I cut the front neckline, all right, allowing it to extend below the neck depth by 3 to 4 inches. I hope this is making sense to you. This is it. I just want to clean it up properly. This is part of the pieces that we've already cut before, so I'm just trying to align it very well. So once we cut for the front, we're also going to cut for the back like I've mentioned before, and then slit it open. Now we have to cut a small sleeve. I didn't actually take measurement for this sleeve, so I just used free hand to cut it. Freestyling, free cutting, this is just what I have achieved. So if you can do it this way, if you don't know how to cut your sleeve, we have tutorial on how to draft a perfect sleeve. You can just follow it this way and you will get it. So I'll place it on another fabric. Remember, this fabric is quite small, I don't have much. I'm managing everything just to make this video for us. And I'll place it and cut to get the second sleeve. All right, this is just an inspiration of what you can do if you have much. So I'm going to cut this now and then we'll be good to go. I'm done cutting and these are all the pieces that we have. The next is to just go over the sewing machine and put them together. That may be happening behind the camera, and of course I believe that we can put this together. This is the facing for this. We're also going to slit it the way we slit the back as usual. So I believe we can put this together and then we will have the outcome of what we see in the picture. This is it. Thank you for watching. Bye.